Iraq's instability stems from centuries of foreign meddling and shifting borders. Ancient Mesopotamia, the birthplace of civilization, saw the rise of empires like Sumer, Babylon, and Assyria. These ancient powers laid the foundations for Iraq's complex history, with cities like Ur, Babylon, and Nineveh playing pivotal roles in early human development. By the 16th century, Mesopotamia came under Ottoman control as part of the wider Islamic world, a period that lasted until the late 19th century. In the 1830s, Egypt's ruler Muhammad Ali Pasha attempted to conquer Iraq, leading to Britain intervening in the region. In 1840, Britain and France forced Muhammad Ali to cede control over most of Mesopotamia to the Ottoman Empire, setting a precedent for British interference in the area. This intervention marked the beginning of a long history of external powers shaping Iraq's destiny. The 19th century saw Britain becoming increasingly interested in Iraq due to its strategic location and rich oil reserves. The Anglo-Persian Oil Company, APOC, later renamed Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, AIOC, in 1935, secured control over Iraqi oilfields. In 1899, the British established a customs union with Iraq, giving them significant economic leverage. This arrangement allowed Britain to maintain a strong presence and influence in the region. In 1907, the Sykes-Picot Agreement between Britain and France further divided the region, drawing arbitrary borders that created modern Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and parts of Saudi Arabia. The agreement, named after Sir Mark Sykes of Britain and François-Georges Picot of France, allocated large portions of territory to each power without consulting local populations or considering historical or ethnic divisions. Post-World War I, the League of Nations mandated British administration in Iraq under a mandate known as the British Mandate for Mesopotamia. The British aimed to stabilize the region, but their policies often backfired. In 1920, following the failure of Britain's McMahon-Hooghart Agreement with Sharif Hussein bin Ali, King Faisal I was installed as ruler, and Iraq gained nominal independence in 1932. During this period, the British maintained a significant military presence and continued to exert control over key areas. In 1941, a pro-German rebellion erupted in Iraq, leading Britain to intervene with the Anglo-Iraqi War. After a brief conflict, the British restored Faisal II to the throne, but maintained considerable influence over Iraqi affairs. Saddam Hussein rose to power after a series of coups and political maneuvering. As president from 1979 to 2003, he implemented brutal policies like the Al-Anfal campaign against Iraqi Kurds, where hundreds of thousands perished. His invasion of Kuwait in 1990 further destabilized the region and led to the Gulf War, which left Iraq deeply indebted and under international sanctions. Saddam's regime also faced multiple uprisings from various groups, each contributing to the ongoing instability. The Al-Anfal campaign, launched by Saddam Hussein in 1986, targeted Kurdish populations living in northern Iraq. The campaign involved widespread use of chemical weapons, including the infamous Halabja gas attack in 1988, which killed thousands and left lasting scars on both individuals and communities. This brutal policy was an attempt to suppress Kurdish nationalism, but instead heightened tensions and sowed seeds of distrust among ethnic groups. The Gulf War of 1990–1991 was a turning point for Iraq. After Kuwait accused Iraq of attempting to annex it, Saddam Hussein invaded in August 1990. This action led to a coalition force, primarily composed of US, British, and Saudi Arabian troops, launching an assault on Iraq. The war devastated the country's infrastructure, economy, and military capabilities. Following the Gulf War, Iraq faced severe economic sanctions imposed by the United Nations. These sanctions lasted for over a decade, severely limiting Iraq's ability to import essential goods and rebuild its war-torn infrastructure. The humanitarian impact was profound, leading to widespread shortages of food, medicine, and other basic necessities. Despite these challenges, Saddam Hussein continued to consolidate his power through repressive measures. In 1994, he faced a major challenge when the Shia population rebelled against his rule. The uprising, known as the Shiite Uprising, was brutally crushed by government forces. Similar uprisings in Kurdistan and other regions further destabilized Iraq. In conclusion, each of these moments left deep scars that continue to influence Iraq today. The arbitrary borders drawn by colonial powers, coupled with Britain's oil interests and brutal regimes like Saddam Hussein's, have created a legacy of conflict and instability that is still felt in modern Iraq. Understanding this history helps us grasp the complex political landscape of contemporary Iraq and the ongoing challenges it faces.